Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back now to the nation's sharpest opinion. So in the Supreme Court, Rahul Gandhi has got pulled up really badly. The Supreme Court has said, how can you say that the Chinese have taken away 2,000 square kilometers of our territory? And the exact words of the Supreme Court are, how do you know about 2,000 square kilometers being annexed by the Chinese? Were you there? The court asks Rahul Gandhi. Do you have any credible material? The court asks Rahul Gandhi. Why do you make any of these comments without any proof? But most importantly, then the court says to Rahul Gandhi, and this is the highest court of the country, says to Rahul Gandhi, if you were a true Indian, you would not say all this. And how completely we agree with the court out there. How can he be a true Indian when he says that he believes India was never a nation? When he says India is not a nation, how can he be a true Indian, ladies and gentlemen? Rahul Gandhi's approach is simple. Repeat a lie 1,000 times and hope that it will become the truth. Repeat it again and again and hope at one point of time the lie repeated 1,000 times will become the truth. And that is why I'll give you 3 occasions here when he's lied about Indian land being taken over by the Chinese. August 20th, 2023, September 11, 2024, and April 3rd, 2025. The lie the Supreme Court called out today, here are those lies. 3 clips to prove that he said it and can't go back on it now.
If you call having Chinese troops in 4,000 square kilometers of our territory handling something well, then maybe. We've got Chinese troops occupying land the size of Delhi in Ladakh. I think that's a disaster. Media doesn't like to write about it.
यहाँ पे तो सब लोग कह रहे हैं कि चाइना की सेना घुसी है और इनकी जो पहले जो ग्रेजिंग लैंड होती थी वो ले गए हैं, वहाँ ये जा नहीं सकते हैं. तो यहाँ तो क्लियरली सब लोग कह रहे हैं. प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा 1 इंच जमीन नहीं गई, मगर वो सच नहीं है.
4,000 किलोमीटर चाइना ने ले लिए हैं और हमारे फॉरेन सेक्रेटरी उनके एम्बेसडर के साथ केक काट रहे हैं.
Now, it is simply clear, ladies and gentlemen, that not in one of those occasions did he have a credible source. In fact, all he says is, I have heard, someone's told me. And depending on how impressionable he thinks the other side is, he repeats the lie. The Supreme Court asked him today, what proof did you have? And there was not one single source, credible source that his lawyer could quote in the Supreme Court. Doesn't that expose him? Now, viewers, Rahul Gandhi also goes on to say many things which hurt us. He says the Indian army is losing with the Chinese. He repeats that point. He says, and he uses some reprehensible words out there. The Indian army, ladies and gentlemen, has been fighting the Chinese. I'll show you the visuals. Show the visuals full frame, ladies and gentlemen. The Indian army has foiled several attempts by the Chinese to intrude across the border. At least 20 PLA soldiers were injured in the clash that took place in the Nakula area of North Sikkim in January 2021. On June 15, 2020, 20 Indian soldiers and an unspecified number of Chinese troops died in a clash in the Galwan Valley. We took on the Chinese. We took on the Chinese soldier for soldier, and that nighttime skirmish is something which will remain forever a nightmare. A nightmare, ladies and gentlemen, for the Chinese. And this is the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that we fought back the Chinese. Rahul Gandhi's fakery, you see these visuals, how bravely we are hitting them back, pushing them back. We're not using guns, we're not violating the rules, but we are pushing back the Chinese every minute. And yet Rahul Gandhi says that our soldiers are losing. And the Chinese, according to him, ladies and gentlemen, have taken over our territory. How unfair, Rahul Gandhi, can you be to all those who fight on our behalf? But he will not explain a lot of other things, viewers, while he does that. For example, he will not explain why he met while our soldiers are fighting on the border. Next, he will not explain why he met the Chinese envoy to India, Luo Zhahui, on June 8, 2017. in the middle of the Indo-China standoff in Doklam. He won't explain that. There's Priyanka Vadra, there's Rahul Vadra, Robert Vadra. They won't explain that. They won't even explain what happened on 7th August 2008, when for some unspecified reason, with Sonia Gandhi looking over him and Xi Jinping looking over him, he was made to sign an agreement in the pretext of going to Beijing for the Olympics inaugural ceremony. But the real reason was this, a secret deal. He will not explain till now. But I really wonder whether these are the reasons why he has to constantly abuse his country. For example, on 20th June 2020, he released a video saying our army is shastrahin, he said. That was on 20th June 2020. He said, we have no arms to fight the Chinese. But when we did hit back the Pakistanis, between 6th and 10th of May 2025, remember the visuals of Rahul Gandhi when he did come out. First, he did not speak out. When he came out, he and the Congress leaders looked like that. They looked ashen. They looked worried. We were celebrating everywhere. Look at his face. Look at Mallikarjun Kharge's face. Look at Rajiv Shukla's face. Look at Sachin Pilot's face. Look at Randeep Surjewala's face. Look at Tariq Anwar's face. They all look at Venugopal's face. They look so sad. They seem to be almost grieving when we were hitting the Pakistanis. Why, Rahul Gandhi, were you sad when we were hitting the Pakistanis? Which, ladies and gentlemen, brings me back to the main point. Rahul Gandhi's philosophy is this: repeat a lie 1,000 times and it will become the truth. But no, Rahul Gandhi, now you are exposed. Now the people of the country catch you the moment you lie. Like the Supreme Court caught you today. Like your lawyer had no answer. When told by the Supreme Court, why do you talk like this? If you were a true Indian, you would not speak against our national interests like this. Recently, another lie of Rahul Gandhi was when he claimed that the late Arun Jaitley, former law minister, was sent by the government to threaten him over the opposition's pushback against the farm laws. First, I will play his lie where he describes a meeting between him and Arun Jaitley, with Arun Jaitley saying, don't oppose the farm laws, and he's saying, I will. Let's listen to this bite and then I'll tell you the lie.
I remember when I was fighting the farm laws, and he's not here anymore, so really I shouldn't say it, but I will. And Arun Jaitley ji was sent to me to threaten me. And he said, you know, if you carry on down this path, opposing the government, fighting us on the farm laws, we will have to act against you. I looked at him and said, I don't think you know who you're talking to.
I looked at Arun Jaitley and said, I don't know who you think you are talking to. Only Arun Jaitley was unfortunately no more at the time that he described. So who was he talking to? Such a lie. Ladies and gentlemen, Arun Jaitley passed away in 2019. The entire political fight over the farm laws happened in 2020. 1 year after Arun Jaitley passed away. It is unbelievable. The war over the farm laws happened in the end of 2020, very end of 2020, and the first 4 months of 2021. But this man says that Arun Jaitley was threatening me, but Arun Jaitley wasn't even there in this world when this happened, most unfortunately. And his son, Rohan Jaitley, had to counter Rahul Gandhi. He put out a tweet. He said, Rahul Gandhi claims my late father threatened him over the farm laws. Let me remind him, my father passed away in 2019. The farm laws were introduced in 2020. The farm laws had not been introduced. So Rahul Gandhi is caught there making it up. Absolutely lying. Like he said when he went to the United States, Rahul Gandhi said, the fight in India is about whether a Sikh can wear a turban, whether a Sikh can wear a kada.
Fight is not about politics. That is superficial. What is your name? Brother, yeah, with the turban? What is your name? Bhalinder Singh. The fight is about whether he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear his turban in India? Or he as a Sikh is going to be allowed to wear a kada in India?
Ladies and gentlemen, that evening I said I wear a kada, and I have proudly worn a kada for 40 years now, 40 years. But Rahul Gandhi does not know that there are lakhs of Sikhs in India. Many of them families of victims who were killed by the Congress party leaders during the riots against the Sikhs. They're all wearing turbans, they're all wearing the kada. So he's become a habitual liar. And then they think they can threaten people. Ladies and gentlemen, the worst is when he accused the government recently, the most recent lie of Rahul Gandhi, of sharing details with the Pakistanis, saying, Mr. Pakistanis, I'm going to shoot you here, I'm going to shoot you there. There you see a picture, ladies and gentlemen, Rahul Gandhi meeting the whole Pakistan lobby, Ilhan Omar and the Pakistan lobby, on his trip to the United States, which he did not explain why he meets the Chinese, why he meets the Pakistan lobby. I wonder if that is the reason why he is making false allegations against the government about the government tipping off Pakistan about the terrorist attack and telling them, we're going to hit the Brahmos here, you better watch out. But this shoot and scoot approach does not work, and Jaishankar properly pulled him up in Parliament. When he put the records on the table during the recent debate in Parliament, Rahul Gandhi did not have the courage to listen. Viewers, I just want to hear the bite of Jaishankar when he countered Rahul Gandhi. Please hear this.
There are China gurus now. One, sir, is honorable member sitting across me. Whose affection for China is so great, sir. उन्होंने एक संधि बना ली थी China और India की. India. I did not get China teaching by going to Olympics. किसी ने मुझे बुलाया नहीं, sir. I was not a special person. तो कुछ लोग जो हैं उनका चाइना ज्ञान जो है ओलंपिक्स जाने से हुआ। अब सर कभी-कभी अब सर जब ओलंपिक्स में गए किनसे मिले और क्या हस्ताक्षर किया उसकी तो बात ही नहीं करते। तो जब आज बात करते हैं सर कि चाइना पाकिस्तान नजदीक आ गया है सर, हमें पता है, हकीकत हम इसके साथ डील कर, पर ये कहना कि ये अचानक हो गया और मैं चेतावनी दे रहा हूं और किसी को पता नहीं है, साहब आप हिस्ट्री क्लास में सो रहे थे।
Now, Rahul Gandhi's approach essentially is public abuse and private apology. He will abuse publicly, he will accuse publicly, then he will privately apologize. He will privately try to send his lawyers to work out some kind of a deal. In 2014, he did this. During an election rally, he said the RSS killed Mahatma Gandhi. Initially, he kept saying, I will not apologize, I will not apologize. He refused to retract his statement. But because his policy is that of public abuse and private apology, he changed his stance after the Supreme Court criticized him for collective denunciations and required him to face trial. Then he immediately put out an apology. But that was a private apology. Similarly, while attacking the government over the Rafale deal, he claimed that the Supreme Court had endorsed his slogan, Chaukidar Chor Hai, ladies and gentlemen. Alleging corruption by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he said Supreme Court ne kaha hai ki Chaukidar Chor hai. Eventually, he went up and apologized for saying so. He had to issue an unconditional apology, admitting that his statement was made unintentionally and inadvertently. So again, second example I am giving of his public abuse, public accusation, and quiet legal private apology. Ladies and gentlemen, here is a man. He's about 56 years old. He has complete disregard for facts. And he has a clear, what I call a shoot and scoot approach. These are the two things he has, complete disregard for facts and a shoot and scoot approach. If he didn't, like he goes around daring everyone else, I dare Rahul Gandhi, ladies and gentlemen, to put an affidavit in the Supreme Court, countering what the Supreme Court has said today. No, he meekly accepted the stay so that he won't have to go to jail, the stay on the case. And tomorrow he will privately apologize for this. The court has said today a true Indian would not speak like Rahul Gandhi. Have you ever seen a leader of the opposition being pulled up or any senior politician being pulled up in the way Rahul Gandhi has been pulled up for the lie he's repeated 1,000 times. And then he says, if you ask him, what were your facts? Why doesn't Abhishek Manu Singhvi put an affidavit in the Supreme Court saying these are the 4 facts on the basis of which I stick to my claim? Let him have a press conference tomorrow saying that these are the reasons why I will counter the Supreme Court. But he won't. He will accept. He will accept the reprimand of the Supreme Court, and unfortunately, I think, as is his past trend, go back to his next lie. We need to be very watchful, shouldn't we, after what the court has said today. Please pass this video so that the truth reaches every Indian, so that it's never a case of a lie repeated 1,000 times ever being seen as the truth.